Well, a hearty good evening to you, wherever you may be. Yes, it's that time, although it's quite random. You never know what day and what time, and
We
a
don't
little
either.
bit earlier than normal, but we're here. It's time again for the Champion Brothers ChampCast, Bubba's Big Broadcast, or
Let's talk some Southern gospel.
yes, sir, right over there's Neil.
And there's Chris over there as always, and I always do that. Here, pull it back. That's just the common way to point. So there you go.
Well, we're here to visit with you for a little bit, so you can like or share or comment. We sure would appreciate that a whole bunch.
For sure.
And trying a little bit something new in the way we're getting it to you tonight. Some of you may be watching us for the first time on our Champion Brothers YouTube channel. And I already see that there's a couple of folks on there, so thank you for that. But if you get a chance to comment or let us know what's going on, just like Brad Shackelford just did and said, evening, boys, evening to Brad.
Evening, Brad.
And I appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, we'll be here for a little bit and talking about some Southern gospel and some events coming up. You just want to hit them with that right off the bat? Or
Yeah, let's do it.
the
Yeah,
next one that you need to put on your calendar is this one right here, which is coming up, 2 weeks from this Saturday,
that's
January
right.
27th.
hmm
We're going over to Vernon, Alabama for the first time. Neil, take it because I'm probably going to start hacking. So.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, we're doubling up this year, having six events like this instead of just the three in Fayette. And 27th, 2 weeks from Saturday, we'll be right there in Vernon, Alabama, the Vernon City Complex, Vernon City Auditorium, the former Lamar County High School Auditorium. It's right there in Vernon at the main intersection there. But yeah, we'll be there, and we're hosting United Voice. United Voice coming all the way from the Little Rock, Arkansas area to be with us that night. And those guys are on fire, and they can get your toe a tapping. Let me tell you, as they deliver Southern gospel, Lord, the Southern gospel way. Mike Franklin is the tenor singer. A lot of you might remember Mike from his days, many years with the Melody Boys Quartet, Mr. Gerald Williams. Chris Bennett is part of that group, and Jeremy. I knew I would forget Jeremy's last name, but Jeremy is the third one in the group. He's a full-time pastor up in Dyersburg, Tennessee. But yeah, we're excited about having United Voice there in Vernon. Faithful Friends, of course, will sing some. Chosen Witness will sing some, and then we'll just have a whole lot of United Voice. And I can promise you it'll be a great time. So just come and be with us.
Jeremy Ballinger, isn't it?
That's
Is
it,
that right?
Jeremy Ballinger. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Brad Shackelford said that this will be the first time he sung in his hometown with Faithful Friends. So there you go.
Well, there's a reason to come right there first, and you were there. If
Yep.
you'll be there.
And Megan Edgeworth says, good evening. Good evening to
Hey,
Megan
Megan.
as well. Glad you stopping by. So what'd you pull out of the archives for us to listen to and talk about tonight?
I just an older album popped into my mind, which is that's what I mainly have because that's what most albums are is older nowadays. But I pulled out one from the Dixie Echoes. Now the Dixie Echoes is somebody we've had every year. We had them our
Yeah.
first three in Fayette. We had them last year in Fayette. We're going to have them back in Fayette again this year. But this is an album from back in 1972, so it's it's a day or two old, isn't it? Is that really 52 years ago?
Well,
70, 30, and 20. My goodness alive. Okay, but yeah, this is an album from back in those days called New Sounds. I'm intrigued by some of the group members here and just by the album itself. I just wanted us to share several songs off of it tonight. We're not going to play the entire album, but we're going to play more than half of it if things go like we think it will. And it's let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Let's play that first one there, and then we'll talk some about it and some of the people and some of the stuff about the album as we go along. But
and while the song's playing, we'll show you the cover, and you can do some guessing about who's who and what's what and all that.
That's
The
right.
first song
That's right.
up is Sitting Round the Table. Here's the Dixie Echoes.
Come on.
Sitting round the table of the Lord. Oh, yes, oh, I am sitting. Yes, sitting around the table of the Lord. Feasting on the good things He provides. So forever, yes, forever, within my hungry heart abide. Sitting round the table of the Lord. Oh, I love to think of heaven and all it holds for me. I will go there, I know, for my Father loves me so. Until then, I found a place to be, and it is sitting, yes, sitting around the table of the Lord, feasting on the good things He'll provide. So forever, yes, forever, with my hungry heart abide, sitting round the table of the Lord. Well, vast are His many blessings, and bountiful His supply. What reward with my Lord, evermore on one accord, we shall dwell together by and by. We'll keep sitting, yes, sitting around the table of the Lord, feasting on the good things He'll provide. So forever, yes, forever, within my hungry heart abide, sitting round the table of the Lord, sitting round the table of the Lord. I'll be sitting round the table of the Lord.
Yes, sir. Dixie Echoes and sitting round the table here on the Champion Brothers broadcast this evening and getting us off to a toe tapping start. And looking at that, let me put that picture back up there. There's Neal. There he is.
Yeah,
But,
put it
let's
up
throw
there.
the picture back up there again. And we were just talking about before we came on tonight. I'm not 100% sure who's who. I'm pretty sure I know 4 of the 6 that's on there.
Mhm.
But the quartet at that time, that's Tim Riley on the lower right, sitting down there, and sung bass, and then Randy Shellnut with his 1972 hair sitting next to Tim. He was singing baritone. Then Daddy Dale Shellnut standing up to the left there. I'm pretty sure that's Vaughn Thacker that played the piano in the middle. The other 2, I'm not 100% sure. I know that Billy Dale Sexton was singing tenor, but I don't know if that's him on the right or if that's him next to Dale. And then Jerry Washington played the bass guitar. So as far as I know, anyway,
Mhm.
Scoots on a cruise or he'd chime in, but
Right.
but yeah,
Right.
that's some good music from the Dixie Echoes and sitting around the table.
Indeed. It's not, if you've listened to much Southern gospel and familiar with Hall of Famer Tim Riley and all the years with Gold City, I mean, that voice, even at that age, much younger,
Yeah.
you still pick it out and hear him when he's singing. And he's going to do some more here too on some of these others we're going to share.
Yeah. You just want to move right on, or
I'm fine with that, man. Let's
all
jump
right.
right into it.
Let's just bring Tim up and let him be featured on one. Here's one that well, a lot of groups have re-recorded sitting around the table as the years have gone by. But the same thing can be said for this song. Gold City recorded it with Tim Riley.
Yep.
And here's one, After a While. I think. Let me see. Hang on a second here. Something ain't G-hawing just right. There we go.
Often we sing to our great King, as we go traveling down life's pathway with a smile. Let us all work, duty not sure, hallelujah. We shall see heaven after a while. After a while, voices will blend and songs most perfect. After a while, then we shall sing praise to our King, hallelujah. We shall see heaven after a while. After a while, voices will blend in songs most perfect. After a while, then we shall sing shall sing praise to our King. Praise to our King. Hallelujah. We shall see heaven after a while.
The Dixie Echoes once again, and after a while here on the Champion Brothers broadcast, and just reminiscing about the 1972 album from the Dixie Echoes. I wasn't paying attention, but there's the album cover. I got it up there right as the song was ending. But
It's all right.
I want to see Jesus, new sounds. That was that. And you pointed out something, Neil, about the label that's on the actual record that I thought was interesting. What was that?
Yeah, they didn't quite. They had some spelling problems. This was Supreme Records was the label and the actual record label, but the label on the actual LP, if we pop that up there, they kind of it's the Dixie Echoes is actually who they say it is. Yeah, they left out the E in Echoes, and I thought that was interesting because I mean a few years later in the late '70s, Supreme Records released an album by the Dixie Echoes, and on the cover they had it spelled just like that, had it spelled wrong without the E in it. So, yeah, that's at least two products that have slipped out of there with the incorrect spelling of the Echoes, Dixie Echoes.
So there we go. Let me see here. I'm passing back through and want to say hey to some folks. Waveline Gentry, Linda Turner Taylor, Benjamin McSween, Margaret Richardson, and Blaine Rayleigh all checked in with us. And Rachel said she can't hear anything. So I don't know if I've filed something up or maybe it was just at the beginning of that song when I did it, but I don't know. But if y'all are having any issues hearing us, let us know. We'll try to fix it. Waveline Gentry said wonderful music. Yes, indeed, it will.
Okay. So,
And Rachel also said evening, y'all. So good to see you as well, Rachel. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know how many of y'all that's watching us now got to see the SBM Studios and the Southern Gospel Forward broadcast Tuesday night with Wyatt Austin, but that was a wonderful broadcast. So I just wanted to let the folks know that if you haven't already, be sure and check that out, the Southern Gospel Forward, and all about the young folks in Southern Gospel music. And they've got a private group that's just for the young folks, but they this week did a public group too that anybody can go to, so you can get those alerts and when they are doing a live stream. So a lot of folks watch that, and if you were one of those that saw it, because we are streaming on the SBM Studios page here too, so appreciate y'all coming over and visiting with us tonight. So
indeed. Yeah, we just a couple old boys that like to get together and just talk about our past and being around and in Southern Gospel all our lives in the regional groups, and just like to relive a lot of memories and a lot of the music that we're fond of, and but also let you know about events that we're having in the area as the Champion Brothers are bringing it back. That is
and we
Southern
just
Gospel
filled up the
music in
whole
our
year
area.
right there. Yeah.
Look at there. We did. We got 6 events coming, 3 in Vernon at the Vernon City Complex, 3 in Fayette at the Fayette Civic Center, where we've been the last 2 years. But yeah, we got all those great groups coming. Let me tell you, every one of them just lights my fire. And so I know if you'll come, they'll do the same. United Voice is the one we've got coming next there in Vernon in January. And I'm excited to see them. They've been singing now for 7-8 years now, and I have yet to actually see them in person. I just hadn't run over to Little Rock and caught them. They mainly they're more like a regional group in that area. I don't do a lot of traveling around the country, but hey, I twisted Mike's arm and we talked him into coming over to Alabama and sharing some with us.
And I could tell the embarrassing or telling on myself or whatever. I went and heard them for a little while until I walked out on them. Because I told Mike Franklin, I said, do not recognize me. He said, nobody knows who I am. Nobody cares who I am. Don't recognize me from the stage or I'm leaving. What did he do? He recognized me on the stage. So I had to hold up my hand. So I left. So
Well,
I'm looking forward to getting to hear him in a
go.
whole concert. So
Good night.
the dumb things that we do sometimes, I'm telling you.
My goodness.
But Rachel said that Facebook must have glitched on her end. She restarted and it's all good now. Yep. So And Megan Edgeworth said that my volume needed up and Neil's needs down a hair. Well, that's maybe the first time anybody's ever said that to about us. Usually I'm the loud one. So,
Well, I just pulled up the settings and audio and took my mic volume down, so hopefully it
okay,
helped that.
we'll see.
Yeah.
So anyway, back we're talking about the Dixie Echoes project. It's this one right here from 1972 and New Sounds of the Dixie Echoes featuring I Want to See Jesus. We're not going to play that tonight because, you know, we're deep catalog kind of guys. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's
You
one
like
that's
best of the rest.
yeah, an instrumental that's on here. And Neil, tell us about that.
Yeah, I wish I knew exactly who's playing all of this, but I got to think that Randy Shellnut's doing some of this picking. I mean, there's some fine
Yeah.
steel guitar picking, some fine lead guitar picking. And so I feel certain that if not both of those, Randy's playing at least one of them. And yeah, I thought it was cool that they added an instrumental project on there, and it's a very familiar song. And I said, hey, let's share it.
Let's
Let's
listen
not
to it.
let's not tell them what it is, and let's just play it and see who can give us a comment as to what is this song they're playing.
Okay, so here's the Dixie Echoes band. You tell us what it is. And then it just slowly fades out. There you go, Dixie Echoes Band. And wonderful song there. And let's see, Brad got it. And well, let me see. Hang on a second. My computer ain't computering right. Said the Eastern Gate. Yes, Brad, that is correct. And Megan Edgeworth said Eastern Gate. Yep, that's it. Although on the album, it was credited as just inside the Eastern Gate. So most of the time, folks
Yeah.
think about it as just the Eastern Gate, but they on the album they call it. Was it on that label? No. Well, yeah. There's another one.
Oh,
It just says Eastern Gate right there, but on the back of the album, I think it said just inside the Eastern Gate, didn't it?
it did. It did on the cover. Yeah.
So
On the
whoever
back
did
cover.
the album cover and the song listings and whoever did the record labels apparently didn't talk to one another. So
Yeah. Apparently
well,
not.
we're visiting, talking about some old Dixie Echoes music, but also talking about some big events coming up, like this one on January 27th. And we need to get a United Voice song in here. You want to?
Let's do that. Let's do
All right,
just
but
that.
first, wait a minute. Let me back up. I want to say hey to a couple of other folks that have checked in with us. Jimmy Hobbs, uh, the biggest, or well, I shouldn't say biggest. I don't think I've ever met Jimmy, but the greatest Inspirations fan that I know of. And Diane Wester Mackey checked in with us, so glad to see y'all too. So
Yep, for sure.
appreciate that. So, but yeah, we were talking last week about United Voice and their unique way of titling their projects. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Isn't that right? Or volume 1,
Yeah.
volume 2,
Volume
volume 3.
1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4. Yep.
So last week we played one off of volume 1. So I figured, you did exactly what I thought you did and picked one from volume 2 for this week.
There you go.
What you got?
this song called "We're Going Home," and it's another one that kind of gets up and goes. If I'm remembering the right one I picked, yeah, I think it's another toe tapper.
All right, let's hear it. Here's United Voice. They're coming to Vernon January 27th. Here they are singing We're Going Home.
When Jesus comes, we'll be glorified. All who believe that He bled and died, oh, will be changed in the twinkling of an eye. In clouds of glory He'll descend, and the saints will rise. He's coming down. He's coming down. Saved by grace, we'll be there one day, and it won't be long. He's coming down, I'm going up, we're going home. He's coming down, he's coming down, I'm going up, I'll meet my Lord, I'll meet my Lord, and the ones I love, and the ones I love, all sin and sorrow, all sin and sorrow. He's coming down, I'm going up, we're going home. He's coming down, he's coming down, I'm going up, I'll meet my Lord, I'll meet my Lord, and the ones I love, and the ones I love, all sin and sorrow will be gone, He's coming down, I'm going up, we're going home. He's coming down, I'm going up, we're going home. He's coming down, I'm going up, I'll meet my Lord, I'll meet my Lord, and the ones I love, all sin and sorrow will be gone. He's coming down, I'm going up, we're going home. All sin and sorrow will be gone. He's coming down, I'm going up, we're going home. He's coming down, I'm going up. He's coming down, I'm going up, we're going home.
That's United Voice, and we're going home here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Yep, you got that right, Bubba. That was a toe tapper indeed. So,
Indeed.
looking forward to them coming to see us in Vernon, Alabama, at the Vernon City Complex on January 27th. I think I may call Glenn and get him to officially declare it Neal Champion Day in the city of Vernon.
Just happened to turn out that way.
Yes, that's his birthday. You was just talking about that earlier. But we'll start it at 6 o'clock. Won't cost you a thing to come in and enjoy a good night of some gospel singing. We will give you an opportunity to give back to help us cover the expenses, but you don't have to. We just want you to come and enjoy some good gospel music on January 27th at 6 o'clock at the Vernon City Complex. Real easy to find. Just go right there to the intersection of Highway 17 and 18 in downtown Vernon, and you'll be right there. That's all you got to do. Just depending on which direction you go, just look for the big thing. It looks like a school because it used to be. And there you'll be. And
That's right.
Pull up, park, come on in, enjoy a couple of 3 hours of some good gospel singing. Chosen Witness will sing some, and Faithful Friends will sing some, and I'll try to be over my coughing spell before then. So,
I
which I
promise
got to
you.
go ahead. What?
I'm going to say, I promise you that the Spirit will be there. The Lord
Yes.
promised He'd be there if we'd come in His name, and that's exactly how we're gathering. So you will have a good time if you'll come.
And I don't know if Scott's watching or not, but closed circuit to him, the recipe you sent me worked. So I appreciate that.
There you go.
I just didn't mix up a batch before I started tonight. So that's why I'm still hacking a little bit. But I'm not contagious. I hadn't had any fever. I feel fine. It's just I start talking sometimes and it just jumps on me and I can't do a whole lot about it. But that's all
Well,
right.
I hadn't even asked you, how did it go Sunday? Did you make it through Sunday
Yeah,
without?
yeah. Thanks to Scott's
Oh,
recipe that he
okay.
sent that he told me about, and
That's when it worked. It got you
I
through your singing
partook of
Sunday.
it before I left the house, and it got me through until about the time
Okay.
that we got in the car to leave, I started hacking again. But yeah, it went all right. So
Good deal.
we made it just the same. Faithful Friends sung over in West Point, Mississippi, Sunday afternoon at Trinity Baptist Church. We've been honored to get to go there. I told him, I said, now we've been here 3 times, and every time we've had a different baritone singer. But because the first time we went, Johnny went, and then last year when we went on Super Bowl Sunday, it was you were singing with us, filling in, and then
Yeah,
Brad was with us this past Sunday. So good times, good folks over there at Trinity Baptist Church in West Point, Mississippi.
indeed.
Randy wanted to go to the Tin Lizzy across the street and eat, but I told him I had to get back home because I had things to do. So
Oh, no.
we didn't get to
Poor
go to
Randy.
do that. So
I'll just call you
poor,
sometime, Randy, and we'll just haul off and go over there.
poor old Randy. Yeah, I offered. I said, that if we need to, we'll come back and eat. Oh no, that's all right. We are talking about and playing you some music from a 1972 album from the Dixie Echoes tonight. And you got one up next called After Calvary. Neal, anything you want to tell them about that?
Well, not specifically. I just think it's amazing to me as I listen to this group how, 3/4 of this quartet is future Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
You got Tim Riley, Hall of Fame, Southern Gospel Music Hall of Fame. You got Dale Shelnut, member inducted into the Hall of Fame, and you got his son Randy Shelnut, all now members of the Hall of Fame, and they were all together at this time in the early '70s with the Dixie Echoes, and that's one of the things that intrigued me most about this album. Is just thinking about that.
Yep. Well, here they are singing After Calvary here on the Champion Brothers broadcast.
Take my hand, lead me through darkest valley. Command, and I'll go across the sea. Just take my hand and guide me where you'd have me be. I'd do anything after Calvary. After Calvary, the way you gave your life for me. After Calvary, the way you shed your blood so free, I would be anything that you would have me be. After what you did for me at Calvary, I'll stand up and I'll dare to be different, unashamed. Lord, I'll try to live like thee. Just take my life and mold me to what you'd have me be. I'd do it I would be anything that you would have me be. After what you did for me at Calvary.
The Dixie Echoes and After Calvary here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. That's another one that a lot of folks have recorded down through the years, but still such a wonderful song.
It is, yeah. That also intrigued me about this album. Most everything on there is familiar songs to us, but yeah, they're just. I mean, they're good. They're solid. They're yeah. Just thinking about um, 3/4 of the group being Hall of Famers, which I'll give a little hint. On a week coming, it may be even after January 27th, we're
Yeah.
going to feature an album one week that is all Hall of Famers. All four
Oh,
members are now in the Hall of Fame. So just
yeah.
be ready for that one coming in the future.
Hmm. Now I'm trying to think of who it is, but we'll,
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Or you'll tell me between now and then, one of the two. I'm not sure which. But
And we're sharing also about this singing coming up on the 27th. United Voice coming from Little Rock, Arkansas area and going to be with us. Uh, they're in Vernon and great harmonies, great guys. I mean, I guarantee you, you're gonna fall in love with them that night if you'll come and be a part of that service. But I also wanted to tell you about um, on Friday night, just the night before that, the 26th.
yeah.
They're actually going to be in the state of Alabama also. They're going to be up in Arab, Alabama at Eddy Missionary Baptist Church on that
Hmm.
Friday night, the 26th at 6 p.m. I happened to notice Mike put out his magazine cover announcement about that, and so I wanted to share that with you.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me, the cover of a magazine. But man, it
Uh-huh.
looks good. But yeah, that's the United Voice guys. They're going to be up there with the folks at Eddy Baptist, and I mean, Chosen Witness sang there. Chris, y'all have sang there.
Hmm.
Man,
That's a
what a
singing
singing!
church.
I'm telling you what, major singing church. And of course, one of the members of Chosen Witness, Randall Sutherland, that's his home church. And
Yeah.
Randall is hosting United Voice up there that night on that Friday night. And so if you happen to be in the Arab, Alabama area and not too far, or even if you want to drive a while, hey, go ahead and do it. I guarantee you, United Voice is going to do a fine job up there in the northern part of Alabama on Friday night, the 26th. 6 p.m. there as well, before then joining us down in Vernon, Alabama, Saturday night, the 27th at 6 p.m.
Yeah. So y'all just make your plans to go to one or both. I don't know. Are you gonna go to both or?
You know, I would love to be at both, but just situations will probably keep me at home on Friday night. But then
I
we'll
understand.
be there on Saturday.
But yeah, that'll be good times on the 26th in Arab, 27th in Vernon with United Voice. Hope you'll make your plans to be at one or the other or both. So
Or both. That's right. And of
let's
course,
just,
I told you earlier, and I'm getting off topic
it's
here, but
fine. This is
I
not
wore
a
that.
Saban free zone like nowhere else is, but
Yeah, I wore my Alabama hat just to say roll tide anyway. Okay,
I
we
was
lost
thinking
in the
about that a while
playoffs.
ago.
We
We ought
lost
to
our
just,
coach.
yeah, we ought to just say that, that Nick Saban will be there on the 27th in Vernon. So, because I mean, so many folks worship football more than they worship gospel music, but
That might be a way to pack it out, huh? My
and we'll
goodness.
just say Nick Saban's going to be there. We don't have to say that we're going to invite him, and we actually don't know if he's going to show up or not. But
Yeah. Hey, we could get one of them big cardboard cutouts of him and just stand in that
hey,
thing.
yeah, that's right.
We
Yeah,
didn't
that's what
say
we
in the
could do.
flesh now, breathing or nothing like
Yeah.
that. We just said he'd be here. Oh,
Oh,
well.
that's true. But yeah, that's like the contest one time where they were giving away a new Toyota, and it was a new toy Yoda from Star Wars. So,
There you go. Man.
all
You
right,
sh
let's get back some Dixie Echoes music. You want to?
Let's do that. That next one we're gonna play, when I hear this song or when I see the title of this song, what pops in my mind is the Pace family out of
Mm-hmm.
Aberdeen, Mississippi, or Amory, whichever one it was that they were
Yep.
from, and And I remember them doing this back in the '70s. The arrangement they had, I love to hear them do it. This arrangement the Dixie Echoes had is different, but it's still the same song, and they still nail it. So listen to this classic Southern gospel song.
It's called Through It All, and it matches Randy Shelnut's hair. So let's listen to it.
I've had many tears and sorrows. I've had questions for tomorrow. There've been times I didn't know right from wrong. But in every situation, God gave blessed consolation that my trials come to only make me strong. I've been to lots of places, and I've seen a lot of faces. There've been times I felt so all alone. But in my lonely hours, yes, those precious lonely hours, Jesus let me know that I was his own. Through it all, trust in Jesus, I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon his word. I thank God for the mountains, and I thank him for the valleys. I thank him for the storms he's brought me through. For if I'd never had a problem, I'd never know that he could solve them. I'd never know what faith in God could do. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon his word. One more time, children. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon his word. I've learned to depend upon his word. I've learned to depend upon his word. I've learned to depend upon his
The Dixie Echoes and Through It All here on the Champion Brothers broadcast, and enjoying some 1972. But you see what I mean there about that song, man. That's a 1970s arrangement if there ever was one, and Randy Shelnut's got 1970s hair if there ever was. So,
Yep, I get it for sure.
hey, let's say howdy to some folks. Jarrett Wyatt stopped in and liked our broadcast tonight. Thank you for that. And Mal Mallory said, "Good evening, brothers. Good to see Mal." Megan Edgeworth said, "May I post a prayer request?" Absolutely. You don't have to ask. You can post and comment to your heart's content. When they start rolling here, we may not show everyone on the screen, but we do see each one of them. So appreciate that. But yeah, you don't have to ask. We encourage you to comment all you want to about whatever you want to. And as long as it's not out of bounds, it'll stay up there. So there you go.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So we got one more song to play.
Think so. That's it for tonight. Yeah. Yep.
You want to
Another
move
song
on?
off of this '70s, late '70s, early '70s album, but this is another one that I can remember. In that time frame, other groups. I don't have one particular one that jumps out when I hear it, but it was a familiar song to me. And you remember any particular artist doing this one other than the Dixie
Oh, the
Echoes?
Southerners did it, didn't they? Did
Um,
they?
I,
I'm not
you may
sure.
be right. You may be right. They did one called Seawalker.
Yeah,
Um,
that may be what I'm thinking, but who you
but
thinking about?
well, I can't really put my finger on any particular artist, but I know that I knew of the song back in that day. But I enjoyed this arrangement, and that's why I wanted to share it off of there as well.
All right. Let's listen to the Dixie Echoes and Walking the Sea.
Out upon Galilee one night, angry waves dashed in mid-sight as the disciples sailed in fright over the deep, rowing against contrary winds, knowing not what might be therein. Jesus then came, their dearest friend, walking the sea. Walking the sea, stormy sea, walking the sea, rolling sea. Jesus at night came unto them, walking the sea, walking the sea, walking the sea, walking the stormy sea, walking the sea, rolling sea. Jesus at night came unto them, walking the sea, walking the sea. Oh, vainly they strive to right their wrong, there while the fury was so strong, hoping up on the shores long safely to be. And Jesus they saw while they're dismayed, him unto whom they look for aid, said, "It is I, be not afraid, walking the sea." Troublesome times may round you roll, while on your voyage to the goal, just as it did in days of old on Galilee. But faithfully strive your part to guide, knowing through storms you'll safely ride. Jesus is ever at your side, walking the sea. Oh, walking the sea, the stormy sea, walking the sea, rolling sea. Jesus at night came unto them, walking the sea, walking the sea, oh, walking the sea, walking the stormy sea, walking the sea, rolling sea. Jesus at night came unto them, walking the sea, walking the sea. Jesus at night came unto them, walking the sea.
That's the Dixie Echoes and Walking the Sea here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And we've been listening to that album that we just took the picture down of. New Sounds, Dixie Echoes, and I've enjoyed that tonight. And anything else you want to add, Neil, about that one?
Well, not about that particular album. I'm just like I say, it's just one that it just come upon me to share, and that's what we'll be sharing coming up. Unless you have some that you want to share, we'll just next one. I just think I want to share. We'll just share it some week.
Okay,
And we'll
I'll
do
think on it.
some where we just play all different songs from different ones too, like we have in the past. I know I've come across some more of the McAdams Quartet from out there in Millport where we grew up, and we're going to share some more of them. We did one week, and I've gotten even more recordings of theirs since then. So we're going to have another McAdams Quartet night one night in the future. So
Okay. This time,
uh,
about a year ago, I was filling in for Ron Foster before he announced his retirement over at 95.3 The Bear. And I just, he pretty much told me, play whatever you want to. And I'm like, okay, I was planning on it anyway. But, and I made a playlist on my iTunes.
yeah,
And basically just have listened to it more than anything else. It's I just pulled it up. It's 87 songs or 4 hours and 29 minutes worth. Of course, I didn't play every song every week because it was just a 4 hour show and got to play maybe 30 minutes of music in an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, one week I may just start down that list and play it because it is. I just went through my own library and just pulled songs that I liked.
All right. Well, yeah, there'll be a
So I
week coming
know,
up, and I'll say, "Hey, Chris, you pick up songs for next week."
okay,
You can do it
but yeah,
anytime you want to, too.
there's a whole bunch of them on there that we might share more than once. You never know. But
All right. Sounds good.
songs from the GDS playlist, Gospel Down South. So,
There you go.
well, before we get out of here one more time, we want to tell you about the big scene coming up. What, 2 weeks from this Saturday night, January
That's right.
27th? I had to look at my calendar over here.
Yeah.
But that's going to be at the Vernon City Complex, the old high school auditorium right there in downtown Vernon. Easy access, easy to find, right at the intersection of Highway 17 and 18 in downtown Vernon. We'll
Yeah.
start at 6 o'clock. We'll open doors and let folks start coming in and getting their seats at 5 o'clock. Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends will be singing, and we want you to come and be with us as well. And if you need more information, you see the phone number right there at the bottom of the screen, and they'll be glad to, Neil and them be glad to tell you whatever you need to know.
That's right. That's right. They'll do our best to.
And I know we do have some folks asking about it, but yes, as far as we know, there is easy access into the Vernon City Complex, a ramp that goes right up to the door, and then you don't have to climb any kind of stairs once you get in the building. So to get
Right.
over to the auditorium, so don't worry about that. Just come on and be with us.
Indeed. We're going to have a good time.
So a little bit shorter than normal tonight, and a lot of that's my fault because I got other things. I got to make a quick trip to Winfield and help out with some stuff. But thank y'all for tuning in tonight and watching us and liking us and commenting us and all that kind of stuff. And if you're watching it later, uh, just put it out there. You'll see the little events that we put out there on our pages. So just check that because a lot of times we don't know when it's going to be until a day or two before. So.
That's right. Yeah.
And I have to point out too, I like your shirt tonight, Neil. I meant to say something about that earlier.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Look there, Mr. Mike Franklin doing a little advertising for him. Mike
Yep.
Franklin Ministries. Yeah.
And
Part of United Voice.
I know we have had him on before. I can't remember if it was season 1 or 2, but are we going to be able to have Mike on with us before the 27th?
That has been requested, and yes, I believe that's going to happen. Maybe Mike, maybe Jeremy, and or Chris may all
Okay.
join us, or some of them. But yes, that's been requested. Don't know for sure what night, but yeah, we hope to do that. Yep.
Okay. So we'll look forward to that, and we'll look forward to seeing you whenever next time is. And y'all, thank you again for stopping by and visiting with us. And don't forget about January 27th at 6 o'clock at the Vernon City Complex, and we'll see you whenever next time is.
That's right. Hey, Mama. Bye,
Hey,
Mama.
Mama. Bye, Mama. Good night, everybody.